Alright, what's up everybody? I figured today I'd cold start my straight pipe MVP, and it's got a Cat 3116 in it, and yes, I straight piped it. I cut the muffler off of it, and it is loud. It sounds like a pissed off 5.9. So we'll do a cold start, and it ain't really that cold outside, but it just hadn't been cranked in a couple days, so we'll see what she does. So here we go. I got to check the oil and stuff first before I crank it. So here we go. Here's the inside. The camera will focus. I hate this camera. But there's the inside. And here's my air seat. And it's a cushion air, I think. Yeah, that's what it says. And there's the buttons, adjustable buttons. So, and it's pretty good seat. You know, it's got armrest. So, here we go. Oh yeah, I can show you some of my switches I've been trying to put in. You'll see that red one there. The warning light, that one right there beside the high idle. I got that red switch. That's the load light sequence start button. And that's the master and the override. Now, you have to have the master on to use the load lights. It's kind of like a Bluebird, but the NC buses, you don't have to do that. So, there you go. That's my switches. So, let me find the key here. And all my assorted thing of keys I have. Where is it? That's it. Right there. Let's see if I can put it in. Come on. It's upside down. There we go. Now the key's in. Now I'm not going to crank it right here. It probably wouldn't crank anyway because I'm having some problems. Well, I've had problems with the starter since I got it. Sometimes it'll crank from here and sometimes it won't. But there's a solenoid wrong with the starter that I need to get rebuilt. So, but yeah, just figured I'd show a little update of my switches. And this is the warning switch. I put that warning switch in. That's the one that will keep the ambers from flashing to reds when I open the door. That's the switch John helped me put in. And, you know, I got these. These are the two new heater switches I got because one of them burned out, and I was like, well, whatever, I'll just get two new ones. And they are expensive. They're like $22 a piece. And I put that 12-volt power outlet in here because I didn't have one, and there wasn't really no place to mount it yet. So I just kind of left it right there hanging. But I'm going to get around to mounting it somewhere. So, yep. But here's my electronic shifter on my MD3060. So, anyway, we'll cut the high idle on, or the fast idle. Now, this switch is kind of funny. It wasn't working, as you remember when I first got the bus. It was the wire to the solenoid was cut, and it was cut because there's something either wrong with the air throttle or the solenoid. When you push the high idle switch, it doesn't do anything until you kick the gas a little bit, and it'll kick up the RPMs. So, but when you push it off, it cuts itself off like it's supposed to. So, I don't know. It's either the solenoid or the air throttle. But I mean, it works either way. You just have to kick the throttle a little bit for it to pop up and high idle. So, I mean, it works. So, I mean, it's better than nothing. So, all right. Well, cut the key on and cut the high idle on. So when it does cut on, it'll kind of catch. I can hold the throttle back there and it'll catch itself up. So, let's go back there and check the oil in it before I crank it, and I'll probably have to crank it back here anyway. So, yeah, so like I was saying, I straight piped this engine, and what I did was, there was a muffler hanging right there, a big muffler. I'll show it to you later. But I essentially cut it off right there, and the muffler sat underneath that big piece of metal right there, and it kind of clamped to that and kind of hanged right there and come out right there. So I cut it off and put an elbow on it, so it comes kind of to the ground. It's at a little bit at a 45-degree angle, so it kind of blows the exhaust out the back and not up in here. So there you go. There's backup beeper right there. So, and that's the solenoid. There's the solenoid. So anyway, she's straight pipe now. She is loud. So open. And there she be. Good old 3116. And I haven't had any trouble with this motor. It doesn't burn any oil. Runs good. Needs all new. It needs new everything, and it still keeps running pretty good. So keeping my fingers crossed. So belts look good. I like to kind of check my belts every day. Make sure they're okay. Not cracked or anything. So that's the transmission. So there we go. That's the fuel filter, and that's the coolant reservoir tank. That's all that. That's a breaker switch right there. That thing, you push it and it breaks the circuits in the bus, so you can't cut it on. So here's the oil. And there you go. Now, I'm not even lying about that. I haven't put a drop of oil in. I don't know how good you can see it. Here we go. I haven't put a drop of oil in it since I got the bus, and it's still over full. And I drive it a lot. So it's good on its oil. Now my 6.9 in my Bluebird, you have to put about a quart or two in every other time you drive. So so the oil's good, coolant's good, everything's looking good. So now we can come over here to my battery box back here at the back. Open it up. And here's where that problem was with my shifter. Remember, my shifter broke that time and it wouldn't come on. And this wire, this lead right here, had the connector, ring connector, had corroded off, and I put a new ring terminal on, crimped it, and it works great. So this wire right here goes to the starter. So I'm going to touch it to the positive side of the battery, and it should crank. And it's cranking. This wire is getting hot in my hand. Woo! God. All right. Oh, come on, come on. Oh. Damn it. I try to get the throttle and push it to make it come up, catch up, so shit. Let's try it again. Keep it on 50 pounds when it's first cranked up. There's the throttle. There you go. That's straight pipe right there. I don't know how good the sound is on this thing, but it's loud. There you go. It didn't crank up too bad, and it kind of does that every time. But the intake heater's out on it too, so it's not too bad. I'm glad it wasn't colder, because then I'd be fighting with it. So everything's came to life now. And you'll see, open the window here, you'll see that my tach is on 1,000, right on 1,000, and the high idle switch is on, which means it's working. So everything works as it should, and so there you go. All my gauges work. Thing works good. And that's how I like to keep my fuel totally empty, because I have all this money to fill it up. So there you go, and you can see the intake heater lights on. That's probably complaining to me that the intake heater doesn't work, which it don't. So there you go. I knew that was a little bit of a long video, but hope y'all appreciate it. So there you go. Have a good one.